Hello again, guys. Just wanted to bring you a very brief, I'm going to try to be brief anyways, explanation as to why we are in the financial difficulty that we are in. No one seems to want to understand this, so I have to explain it. This here is, and I covet this because it was given to me by a close friend, a 1983 copy of the original covenants. I don't know if you can see that on there, but the language remained pretty much the same throughout the years. They've modified little things, but nothing of consequence. But this was a little more eloquent, so I chose this to read it to you. But to make a uniform annual assessment, except as herein provided, of $40 per lot per year, and against the several lots and parcels of the land to said subdivision, for the purpose of carrying out general duties and powers of the trustees as described herein, for the further purpose of enabling the trustee to defend and enforce the restrictive covenants as hereinafter described. The uniform annual assessment shall be made as of November 15th of each year. Now again, this is outdated and the language has changed slightly, but I want you to pay real particular attention to the general duties and powers. This is what the annual assessments, the yearly assessments that you pay for every day, or every year rather, are designed for. They're supposed to be there in order to pay for the lights, the water, the broken pipe that, a minor broken pipe, not a change in the whole plumbing system, but a pipe, or the trash dumping. All of these things that we call amenities cost money, obviously, in the long run. All of the maintenance that's involved costs money in the long run, but they're regular, reoccurring, month by month, year by year expenses. And that's why we get, in the minutes of the meeting, we get a breakdown of the finances, and it says, for instance, $1,400 per month is being budgeted right now for trash. When you budget for your home, and this is the easiest way to break it down, when you budget for your home, you know the lights cost you X amount, the water costs you X amount, the insurance on your car, the regular day-to-day expenses, okay? Special assessments, if at any time the trustee shall consider it necessary to make expenditures requiring an assessment in addition to the assessments above provided, in such event he shall transmit in writing to the owners of the lots for their approval an outline for the plan for the project contemplated and the estimated amount required for the completion of the same and the total assessment required. If the project and the assessment so stated be approved at a meeting of the lot owners duly called and held in a manner provided by the trustees, 51% majority vote of the owners of all the lots, and the trustees shall notify the owners of the said tracts and additional assessments. At no time shall any special assessment exceed $25 per lot per year. Okay, some of the language, like I said, has been changed. I think now the new covenants, and I'd have to look, are like $50. It can't exceed $50. Naturally, cost of living changes. For 1, 2, 3 years. So if you have a large project, such as buying a tractor, okay, you cannot buy a tractor in the general fund any more than you could take out of your household budget and go and buy a car. You have to plan for that additional expenditure. How am I going to pay for it? That's generally when you go down, you look at the car, you say, okay, well, how much is the monthly payment? How much is the insurance going to change? And you dig that money out of somewhere other than your household budget. When you start buying cars out of your household budget, then guess what? The lights get shut off, the trash doesn't get picked up, and the water doesn't run. This is the reason we're in this financial difficulty, because they have been taking any improvements, whether or not it's the electronic access entry systems for the bathrooms, whether or not it's purchasing a tractor, whatever the case may be, it comes out of the general fund, the general fund, the general fund. The reason for that is because these people are too damn lazy or don't know how to sit down and give you a proposal and say, okay, you want a new bathroom, it's going to cost $10,000 to build this, we're going to have to charge you $35 extra per year for the next 3 years, and that'll cover the total cost of the build. Now obviously that's very simplified, but it equates to the same thing. You have to have a plan. I come to you with a plan and I hand you this plan and I say, okay, this is what it's going to cost for the plumbing, for the walls, for whatever it takes to get the job done. And then I have to give you a number and say, okay, it will cost you $35 per year. Because of the large expenditure that it is, it's going to be spread over 3 separate years. Now, if the owners approve that, then the special assessment comes into play and the project gets done. You buy a tractor, the same thing. The tractor that was purchased out of the general fund and therefore has shorted the general fund. Okay, these are things that are not supposed to be operating this way based on the covenants, but it is what it is. And of course, losing receipts, that doesn't help either. I was told one day, and I looked it up, and I posted a video somewhere else, but for those of you that don't know, we passed the last 3 audits. That's BS. We have not passed the last 3 audits. There have been discrepancies dating back to 1 year before this board took place, and I think there was another one before that because I've been told that there was, but when I asked for the last audits, I was only given 2. And of those 2 audits, both of those, in the opinion, which makes the audit legitimate and tells you whether or not you're okay or you're not, in the audits, it was specified that receipts were missing. There were not, in the way that the accounting system works, the trustee, the president, the vice president, or the secretary, or in this case, treasurer, whichever you use in an accounting firm, has to sign off on that expense and has to make sure that the receipt is entered into the books. That has not been done. That has not been done for a very, very long time, and I suspect that's where the accounting error is right now with this $10,000 difference. And again, I'm going to specify, talk to your trustees, get an exact number. These were numbers that were just thrown out there today, and they range from $41,000 actually in the bank to $51,000 by the bookkeeping standards. So again, don't take my word for it. Ask your trustees, knock on their doors, ring their telephone phone call or whatever, or ask them to step up and make a statement like I'm doing right now and explain to you where the problem is. I know that Sherry's working on it, and it seems legitimate to me that Sherry is really trying very hard to get the book straight. Over the course of the last couple of months, we've seen progress with her reclassifying things the way they're supposed to be, but apparently they're still missing receipts. But the big thing I want you all to understand is that, again, you cannot buy a car out of your household budget that is designed to keep your lights and your water and your trash on. Okay? Once you do that, you're going to go without. And that's exactly what's happening right now, and that's exactly why they're tightening their belts and having to make up for the money that they've spent, that they should have come up with a better plan. So anyways, I hope that helps, and comments are great. Tell us what you're thinking.